welcome to Petite Professionals. This evening I was able to interview Eva. She and I are both going to be competing at Petite USA this summer. She is Mrs. Utah Petite and I'm Mrs. Wisconsin Petite. So I'm really grateful that we were able to sit down and I could do this interview with her this evening. So enjoy. All right, well, we'll just jump right down in. So what is your profession?
So my official title, I'm a cryptologic analyst for the Department of Defense. I specialize in a discipline called electronic intelligence. So I wrote some notes just so I don't, get confused. So basically what that means is that I analyze electronic emissions. And what that does is that it helps us, I work for the government, right? So it helps us locate an adversary and determine operational patterns and also how their systems work, right? So this information, what it does is that it supports military planners and those tactical commanders that are forward deployed around the world. It could, I live in Hawaii, so I specialize more in the Pacific area. We have the Navy, for example, has a lot of ships that are deployed throughout the Pacific. So all this information feeds into them in order for them to basically be safe and have situational awareness of their surroundings.
Awesome. Wow.
I know it's a little bit different, but
no, thank you for everything you do. Wow. So how did you get into this career? How did you become all of that?
So I used to be in the active Army. I joined when I was 22. This is actually over 20 years ago. And so I had a brother, a stepbrother. He passed away actually when he was about 21, but he had joined the military and he had a military job that had to do with intelligence. I didn't know anything about it. I had never heard any of this in my life. But because my stepbrother went into that type of career, I thought, I don't know, maybe I can be stationed with him or something like that. I had tried college for a little while. It wasn't really working for me because I wasn't sure of what I wanted from college. So when he went to the military, I kind of took a step back and I think, it could be a great thing. And I wanted to follow his footsteps. And I asked the recruiter if I could get intel, not knowing anything about it. Fast forward 20 years, I've been around this community for a long time. And it's truly incredible. There's just a lot of different paths that you can go.
Sure, yes.
And I mean, that's pretty much how I fell into this. My military job when I joined, the code, for those of you, I see a couple of military friends in here. I was a 98 Juliet. That MOS actually got retired from the Army. So I'm sort of a bit of a unicorn when it comes to my Army Reserve career. But yeah, that's how it happened.
Awesome. And then, so when I do these interviews, I always like to ask this question. Mm-hmm. So what is something you wish you would have known before getting into this career?
Well, first, I wish I would have known about it way before, maybe when I was 17 or 18, because it's a really cool career. I think I wish I would have known how much diversity there was and how many different, branches there are. You could do language, you could do human intelligence. I don't know. There's so
many different paths. Yeah.
And
something for everyone.
I knew more of what everything meant, and that's really, and if there's anyone out there that has, a child in high school and they're interested in this, we do have like programs for seniors and that they can get into. So yeah, I just kind of wish I knew it way before.
Cool. Okay. And then what's your favorite part? What's the best part of your job?
So The best part, I think it's knowing that, okay, so let me just kind of give context to this answer. In 2020, and I think I just mentioned that I'm in the Army Reserve as well. I'm a Sergeant First Class in the Reserve. In 2020, I went to Iraq. Um, and when I was there, I realized that I didn't have access to all the information that I would have, just working my regular job. So it kind of makes you feel a little bit vulnerable, but I felt safe knowing that there were so many people around the world just doing what I do on a daily basis, and knowing that there's someone out there who is trying to keep me safe.
Mhm.
And that really gives me from the other side of that situation, me being in that chair and making sure that I know the job that I'm doing is keeping my brothers and sisters safe, if that makes sense.
Yes. Well, thank you for your
Yeah, you're
service.
welcome.
Okay, last question. So, what is something you do outside of work that's for you?
Well, I think nowadays that's pretty much my cosmetology. My cosmetology and the gym. I think my friend Moana is here. I do her hair every month. Um, I am a licensed cosmetologist. I went to cosmetology school when I was 35 years old, which is kind of late. Everyone else is around 18 or 19. It's just something I always wanted to learn. And I did work in salons and stuff. I used to work here in Hawaii, we have a lot of weddings. So I used to do a lot of that. There was a period of my life where I took a little break from the military just so I could be home with the kids and stuff. So I utilized that career to be flexible with my schedule.
Mhm.
And it really worked for about 6 years. And now I just do it for myself. That's like my outlet. I still help some friends here and there if they need assistance. Um, but that's my outlet right
To
there.
be
My
creative
creative outlet.
and have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you do a wonderful job.
Thank you. I really love it. I do. I think um, when I was 15, I grew up in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And in Puerto Rico, we do high school grades 10, 11, and 12. So you don't start in ninth grade like in the States.
Sure.
So when I got to high school, my high school had a cosmetology program, and I almost started crying because I didn't know. I came from private school and went to a public high school, and I didn't know that they offered that. And my best friend's mom, she was a cosmetologist, and I would help her with shampoo bowl and
Oh,
stuff. So
oh,
if I had
cool.
known, I think that I would have done that. At least in high school, I don't know. So it just kind of always had it in the back of my head. And yeah, I went for it. And
That's
I love
awesome.
it. I really do. I think when I retire, I might do something with it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. I hope you have well, it's 7 o'clock here, so I'll probably getting my son to bed soon. But you have, let's what,
Yeah.
three?
It's
Oh,
just after 3 p.m. right now.
nice.